Good evening, welcome to the Buck Stops here. I'm Vishnu Shom. On the program tonight, the Bombay High Court makes it clear women cannot be stopped from having full access to the Haji Ali Shrine in Mumbai. The denial of this right to women is unconstitutional and infringes on women's right to freedom and equality. On the show tonight, with today's judgment, are women finally reclaiming their right to pray wherever they want in our country?
These women have won back their right to enter the inner core of the Haji Ali Dargah, a right they were robbed of in 2011 when the trust that manages the Sufi shrine decided to ban their entry and even touch the grave of Haji Ali.
मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि उन्होंने हमारे हक में फैसला दिया। जो सूफी संत है वो भी तो अपनी महिलाओं के पेट से ही आई है ना, तो फिर उनको क्यों रोका जा रहा है?
The court, while calling the banning unconstitutional, said the Haji Ali Dargah Trust, in the guise of providing safety and ensuring the security of women from sexual harassment, cannot justify the ban and prevent women from entering the sanctum sanctorum of the Dargah. It is also the duty of the state to ensure that the safety and security of women in such places is guaranteed. The court's decision to allow women was instantly opposed. The trust that manages the Dargah wants to appeal against it in the Supreme Court. So for now, the order stands suspended or put on hold for 6 weeks. But activists are optimistic and hope this verdict will act as a deterrent towards those places of worship that deny access to women.
Even God is not saying that don't allow women in the temple. So why people are reacting to reacting this like this?
तो महिला जाती ना मजार पर उसको जाने का हक नहीं है, सदियों से चला आ रहा है ये।
हमें बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि हमारी बहनों को सुरक्षा व्यवस्था के साथ सभी दरगाहों और मंदिर और मस्जिद में जाने के लिए जो हमारे कोर्ट के फैसले आए हैं, मैं उनका स्वागत करती हूँ, सम्मान करती हूँ।
It's been a long struggle for women's rights activists who've been fighting for the right for women's equality. And now they hope the High Court's order will also be approved by the Supreme Court. With camera person Santosh Jagtap in Mumbai, this is Anand Zanane for NDTV.
All right, so are women finally reclaiming that right? In fact, why reclaiming? Are they claiming that right that has been denied in some places of worship in this country? There are just a handful where women continue not to be granted access, but today a lot of people would say is a big day forward for women to gain that right that many have sought. Joining us to debate this, Zakia Soman, the petitioner and the co-founder of the Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan. Thank you very much for being with us. Sabah Naqvi, the senior journalist with me. Kamal Farooqi, member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board and former chairman of the Delhi Law Board. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us. Rahul Ishwar, spokesperson of the Sabarimala Tantri. Let me come to you first, Zakia Soman. I know this case is going... okay, I believe we're just going to get Zakia up in a moment from now. Sabah, let me ask you this. Now, this is a case that's going to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And therefore, it's not as if these need to be enforced immediately. But one way or the other, is this not a victory, and a big one at that, for women trying to claim their space to worship wherever they want in this country?
I think so, Vishnu, but there is, and this case is particularly troubling because here women used to go up to a point, and in 2012 they decided. So we had regression as opposed to greater openness. And I'll just take a few minutes just to make a point. Look, religion by itself is often conservative and it is controlled. Interpretations are done by men. In many, I mean, you have Adam and Eve's also. Eve is supposed to come from the rib of Adam. But what is happening, and is that within the Sufi shrines were particularly meant to be a place of openness, integration. The interpretations of the faith are not as rigid as elsewhere. They are under attack themselves. And consequently, you have a lot of people who are being hired as clerics and mullahs more and more, because employment opportunities for the Muslim community are less and less, and they are making these interpretations. Just 2 nights ago, let me just put this, in the CBSE syllabus of class 12, history syllabus, there is a whole chapter on Sufi and Bhakti. And since I have written extensively on this theme as part of one of my earlier books, I took 4 students there, because my daughter is in class 12, to the Dargah of Nizamuddin Aulia in New Delhi. And when you go to the Dargah, you first have to visit the tomb of Amir Khusro before you go to the tomb of Nizamuddin. And I was taking these girls around. They were all very properly dressed, they had their heads covered. And at the Amir Khusro tomb, now there is also restrictions on women over there. But now Amir Khusro represents a creation of poetry, music, he creates the Qawwali.
So you're talking about a double standard that
exists. No, but let me tell you what the Khadim there said to these students. Yes. I was so ashamed when I tried to, when I just said, you know, let them have some interviews. He turned around and this girl was asking him a question. He said, नहीं हम आप नहीं जा सकती क्योंकि आप पाक नहीं हैं, हम मर्द लोग ज़्यादा पाक हैं. You can imagine, I was so ashamed. And here I am trying to show them, you know, openness and egalitarianism, and this is how it's interpreted.
It's this, you know, it's sexism in as much as it is some sort of sense of religiosity. Right, Kamal Saab, this is actually a copy of the judgment today. One of the arguments which had actually been presented by the Shrine to the petitioners in this case, who went and asked the Shrine, why are you denying women access? And let me quote, pursuant to the said restriction imposed on women devotees, the petitioners approached the authorities of the Shrine and sought answers for imposing a ban rule. It is stated that the president of the Haji Ali Dargah Trust disclosed that the reasons for imposing such a ban rule were: number one, women wearing blouses with wide necks bend on the mazar, thus showing their breasts. Is this really a reason why women should be denied access?
No, in fact,
does this not reflect on a deep sexism that actually exists?
Two things are there. One is what my sister has said just now. She said ashamed. Yes, I am also ashamed, because this is not the interpretation which one should give it. And who the hell are they to decide whether who is the Pak or who is not the Pak? Correct. And what is the guarantee that the manfolk who are going over there, they are absolutely in the right frame of mind, or they are the Pak in terms of the Sharia? But I think this is the illiteracy or the misunderstanding of the whole thing, and that is what actually is creating the problem. As far as the second part, which Vishnu you are saying, there has to be a decency. When we are going even to the Buzurg, we are going even to our own family, there has to be a decency in the uniform and dress. She said that when she went over there.
Why would decency not be maintained? Women wearing blouses with wide necks bend on the mazar, thus showing their breasts.
I would
Isn't this a deeply regressive and sexist mindset?
I would not like even to comment on that. I would not like even to comment on that.
Why would anybody be thinking this? Why would somebody feel so insecure about it?
No, it is not the insecurity. It is not the insecurity. This is the parampara. This is the respect for the elders. This is the respect for the Sufi saint who is already over there. It's a mark of respect whenever we go to the masjid or mandir or gurdwara. We cover our head.
But how can you have this assumption?
No, this is not the assumption. This is, I think this is being wrongly taken into that direction. If I am there, I would say that.
But this was a reason which was given.
No, that is I don't think that should be.
But this is just one point. No, but I bring it up because I think it reflects.
I don't think even
deep sexism. But I want to go across to Zakia Soman, the petitioner in this case. Zakia, do you see this as being a case of religion? Of people at the shrine saying that, look, Islam doesn't allow women to go into the sanctum sanctorum of the shrine? Or is it about a deeply entrenched sense of sexism that is at the root of this issue?
Actually, Vishnu, all of it, the primary arguments that we had in our petition, one is that how it was a denial of our Quranic rights as well as the constitutional rights, because till as recently as 2011 we have been there, and we have gone right up to the mazar and we have offered the chadar and we have performed our ziyarat, and then again when we went in 2012 we were stopped and we found these barricades on the way. And then when we inquired and, you know, we asked for an explanation, we were told, you know, the kind of things that you were just discussing right now. And we were not going to accept, you know, because it was rather laughable, the kind of reasons that they gave. We tried to dialogue with them. We tried to resolve the matter, you know, by discussing it out, by sorting it out. We made phone calls to the Haji Ali trustees. We wrote a few letters to them saying that we want to come and meet you and we want to resolve this. We want to understand, you know, why you have put this restriction. And we did not receive any response from them.
Yes.
And they did not even accept our letters. And that is when, you know, at the end of this whole process, not giving any results, that is when, you know, all the women decided that if
that
we
it's time
cannot
to approach
resolve
the courts.
it through dialogue,
Sure.
then we need to take the legal route.
Yep.
And that's
and
how
ma'am, I'll just come back to you.
yeah, that's how we ended up.
Sure,
you know,
going
with
to
the
court, but you
PIL
still
in the
have a
Bombay High
battle
Court.
ahead because it's going to go to the Supreme Court. But Rahul Ishwar, the spokesperson of the Sabarimala Tantri, I want you to come in over here. You have believed and have stated many times in the past that there are places where, because of tradition, women should not be allowed, and in the case of Sabarimala, you believe because of tradition and no other reason, women should not be allowed. However, if you look at what the High Court has said today, and they're referring to the Haji Ali Dargah, they've said it's a public charitable trust. It is open to people all over the world, irrespective of their caste, creed or sex. Once a public character is attached to a place of worship, all the rigors of Article 14, 15 and 25 come into play. The trust cannot justify its decision solely based on a misreading on Article 26, which is the freedom to manage religious affairs. Does this not set a precedent for the entry of women anywhere they want at the Sabarimala temple?
Vishnuji, 45 seconds and 3 points. One, the liberal media want to say that it is tradition that is preventing women from Sabarimala. Then you can make the word tradition an easy target, blacken it, demean it and say that we are all fighting for blind
nobody
tradition.
has said that
Second
tradition
point,
is a bad
just
word.
Go to Google,
I'm
have
just
a
saying
simple
that
Google
isn't
search.
it your reason? Isn't it your reason?
Let me at least articulate. No, we have never used the word tradition, but the liberal media wants us to use the word tradition so that they can easily demean it. Because in India for the past 50 years, tradition has been breaking the tradition. So if it is a tradition, it is something to be broken is an easy argument people who are opposing us can do. Second, our serious point, please go to Google and have a simple Google search. Lakhs and lakhs of women come to Sabarimala every year. Where is the gender discrimination? I go with my grandmother and mother to Sabarimala. So is my grandmother not a woman? Is my mother not a woman? The only thing in Sabarimala is age regulation. Women from the age of 10 to 50 are having regulation because of the Pratishtha Sankalpa, and Kerala High Court gave us a favorable verdict back in 1991. 3. There is ladies Sabarimala where men of no age are allowed for Pongala.
No, but
or
nobody
for
justifies
Vali
that
Puja.
either.
It is just like
You
a
say
male
that the
cricketing
word
and a female
tradition is not
cricketing.
used. You have used
It
the
is
word
just like-
Pratishtha Sankalp. I have used the word tradition to describe that sentiment, that part of religiosity. Essentially, I'm implying the same thing. You have said in an article of yours, which I have with me, every temple has a unique Pratishtha Sankalp. In other words, the choice of a particular aspect of a particular deity for worship. In other words, this is a tradition that you believe in. Tradition is not necessarily a bad word. However, in this case, there are people, particularly women, who believe this is regressive and needs to change. So I'm not misquoting you, I've not misunderstood you. What you're saying could be used as tradition.
No, Vishnuji, I am purposefully not using the word tradition. And those people who are against us want us to use the word tradition. The Supreme Court cannot go on record and say you should change the DT concept. So the so-called secular media wants to play into their hand by using the word tradition and say that, see, lot of
Are you not secular? Rahul, are you not secular?
Just let me complete my argument.
Rahul, are you not secular?
Let me just complete my argument.
Let me
just complete my argument, 20 seconds.
Yes.
Sabarimala is the most secular shrine in the world.
Correct.
We have an Islamic shrine without idol inside the temple.
Yes, of course.
Can
Yes,
you
of
have
course.
anywhere
Yes, of course.
else in India?
Yes, of course.
Have you seen anything as secular as this? But the pseudo-liberal, pseudo-secular media wants to say that we are all traditionalists so that it can be broken. Every temple has a unique idol concept. Supreme Court cannot say that idol concept can be changed.
Let the Supreme Court be the judge of what they say, Rahul. Let the Supreme Court be the judge of what they say. Let us not prejudge what they have to say. You don't speak for the Supreme Court, you speak for yourself, and that's fine.
In Supreme Court.
All right, Sabha, you had a point to make.
Rahul, Rahul, just to I have
one sec, Rahul. Sabha had a question. Yes.
I have a question. It is not about tradition. You can call me what media you want. It's secular media or whatever media you want to call. But I have a question, and it's about larger attitudes, Vishnu. If you just allow me, what is it about women who give birth to every man in the world that at Sabrimala they think women who start menstruating to the point that they can no longer bear children, they are considered not worthy of going up there. And similarly,
that is the question. Rahul has said that that's not correct. That particular part is not correct.
That's not correct.
But
what is it about women that they are considered impure at various points? And the similar thing you're seeing in Haji Ali, those guys are saying that the blouses will be seen. They're either seen as these mischievous objects which could sort of, trouble these very devout
Rahul,
men.
half a second.
The sight of women.
Rahul, I'll come to you after this.
Rahul, I'm not talking strictly about us. I'm talking about attitudes here. When people who claim to be knowledgeable about religion.
Half a second,
Rahul, you've talked for so long.
I'll come to you, Rahul.
So, what is it that women are presented as these?
It is a purposeful lie.
Please let me finish, Rahul. This is not fair. I'm making a point here.
No, Rahul, we are not fighting yet. This is not we don't operate according to how other people operate. But just make your point. Yes,
I'm making a serious intellectual point that why is it that women are depicted as people who could be impure, who could be tantalizing, who could disrupt the world of the men. This is not fair on, the people who give birth to every man. What is it?
Zakia Soman, I know you have to leave. Bear with me, I'll come to you after this. But Rahul Ishwar had a point to make. Rahul, quickly, please.
Just 2 lines. Just 2 lines. It is a purposeful lie that periods are the issue. It's a purposeful lie that menstruation is the issue. We have never raised that argument. Some people who want to demean us purposefully raise it. Kerala High Court verdict paragraph number 39 clearly says it is not because of anything, but the fundamental reason is a DT concept. And what is it about man that temples prevent man from going? Man is also half the parent of a woman. But men are having regulation because it is Nari Puja, it is pregnancy puja, it is only like a male hostel and a female hostel. It is like a Shabarimala and ladies Shabarimala.
All right, let us not.
There is a ladies
I accept your point. I accept your point. You've also spoken about Naishtika Brahmacharya Pratishtha, which is the reason why you believe there are circumstances in which women should not be allowed at Sabarimala. A lot of people would say that that is deeply regressive. But I want to go back to Zakia Soman. Ma'am, I'm sorry, the debate seems to have been hijacked slightly in terms of where we've gone. You had a point to make, and I wanted to ask you, you still have a battle in the Supreme Court. Today may be a victory for you, but the arguments remain quite strong. Do you believe you would ultimately win this case as far as Haji Ali is concerned?
Vishnu, we have won the case, and it is a historic judgment, and it is a milestone judgment, for all the women of this country, not just Muslim women, but for women cutting across different faith backgrounds, and I would even say men who believe in equality and justice for women. So it is a landmark judgment, it is a historical judgment. The other party has decided, has asked for stay because they want to approach the higher court, which is fine, it is their democratic right. But that does not take away from the fact that today we have won. The Bombay High Court has granted our prayers, and the Bombay High Court has directed the trust to allow women entry right up to the Mazar as it was being allowed till 2011. So nothing can take away from that we have won. And I am very confident that we are going to win in the Supreme Court also, because the arguments that we have made are about gender justice in Islam and in Quran. And of course, gender justice is also the constitutional obligation. There are no two opinions about on any count. So it is a very, very happy day for us. We are quite excited and overwhelmed, and we are thankful to all the women who supported this struggle.
Kamal Sahab, am I correct in understanding that there is no explicit direction in Islam, either the Quran or the Hadith, which refrains women from visiting places of religious worship?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is not the correct interpretation, because you see, now you will be seeing after a week or so.
Why were we going there till 2011?
Please, Soman, please.
Okay, just one moment. Let Kamal Sahab come and go ahead, sir.
You see, after about a week or so, you will see at least 40 lakh men and women together would be performing Hajj. Both they will be going to the Khana Kaaba, they will be going to the Madinah Munawwara, Huzur Akram Sallallahu prophets. There is no discrimination. So
that's what I'm saying. There is no discrimination.
This is a wrong perception. Islam is the, if I am allowed to say it, Islam is the only religion which has given the women such a right which no other religion has given.
Now, So therefore, when you come across a case like this, and it's not the only place, the Nizamuddin Dargah that she was referring to a little while earlier on also does not allow women in certain cases. These are exceptions to what is...
Some of the dargahs, in fact, the people like in Qutab Sahib, the women folk are allowed only at the outside, not inside, because of basically the
But this is the nuance being debated.
Yeah, right, I think these are some of the things, in fact.
But it's not a small issue; it's a huge issue.
It is not a huge issue, in fact, because up to now the women folk are going over there. They are offering their prayers over there.
But they are being segregated and not allowed to go where men are.
I think
the
proper method for all of them would be to regulate it properly. If at all, what actually?
What do you mean regulate?
Means I'll tell you. Like in the Dargah, they have said that man and women mixing up together. They can say that for a particular period only the women will be allowed, the second only the man would be allowed. It could be happened like this.
Kamal sir, if I may say so, what has started to happen is we need to check the histories of each shrine when these rules come into play. Because at the founder of the Chishti order, which is the most significant order in the subcontinent, in Ajmer, women can go in. It's a very funny thing. Women can go in, and when you question the so-called khadims, they'll say, "Kyunki the Sufi is buried under the ground there, so he's far away from the woman." The reasons given are so ridiculous. Now, Nizamuddin Aulia himself, Amir Khusro himself are people who gave great ideas of compassion, secular ideas they gave. But if you go to the Dargah today, women are not, they are pushed aside. It's not a very pleasant thing to happen. I mean, I was taking students because this is part of the syllabus. I've been to these places before, but I was seeing it through their eyes. It's not very pleasant to be, so you know, people who are become keepers of Muslim shrines should be very mindful of what is now presented.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
It's such a, it's
and it is giving a bad name to Islam.
It's giving a bad name to popular religion, but it traditionally, I mean, if I may say this, if you go to the small dargahs all over India, all men, women of all faiths go and worship. There are no restrictions. It's when you get into organized religion anywhere. And unfortunately, these Chishti dargahs have become part of organized religion.
So 12 of 19 dargahs in Mumbai allow unfettered access to women. It's just a handful.
That's a majority of the
All right, we're running out of time over here. Rahul Ishwar, bottom line, it's 2016 now. Yes, there are sentiments of people who believe that there need to be restrictions. Is it time to realize that it is not about one or two sentiments or sentiments of a small community? It's about the sentiments of a large number of people who represent the large number of Indians. Therefore, if women want to go to a place of worship, they should be allowed.
Bottom line, we believe in gender equality, but we believe in gender sensitivity and gender diversity. There are many temples where men are also having regulations. Our media purposefully doesn't show it because it doesn't fit the narrative. Even though I am a proud Hindu right-winger, last time I told Nidhi Rastan and Navigaji this, and they frowned up as a conspiracy theorist. This is a clever scripting towards uniform civil code. I am a proud Hindu right-winger, but the ultra right-wing is scripting and propelling the whole movement so that a uniform civil code can be
Where is the right-wing and the left-wing over here? We are all proud of our religion.
Rahul bhai, don't worry, they will not be succeeded. They will not be succeeded because India has got diversified tradition, religion. Uniform civil code will never come in India. Will never ever come.
We want to uphold that diversity, and
we are proud of that. We are proud of our that diversity. We are proud of our that diversity. Don't worry, nobody can do. Nobody can touch it.
And let us keep our diversity.
Yes.
And we are proud of our rich and varied heritage. Please allow us to keep our heritage.
Let us also remember our sense of equality. That is as important as everything else that you mentioned. All right. Well, I'd like to thank all of you very much for joining us. It's not often that debates like this end up on a peaceful note, but one way or the other, it is an important development today as far as Haji Ali. With
Well, not like any other.
Well, that's good. Well, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. The Haji Ali judgment today by the Bombay High Court, very, very important. Women are allowed to pray over there as they please. However, it is being challenged in the Supreme Court. Larger questions do remain on whether this is an important step towards women claiming their right to worship anywhere in this country. There are separate cases, Sabrimala, for example, but those still need to be resolved. Thanks for being with us.